I'm making some giant geodes for my Enchanted House, and I'm just using some aluminium foil and squashing it to make it into the shape that I want for the inside of the geode. And I'm just using my homemade air-dried clay to do this. And I'm just taking my piece and putting it into my clay. And then I'm going to put those aside to dry. These ones, they normally take about 24 hours to dry. Sometimes if the clay is really thick, if it's a lot thicker, then it'll take about 3 days. So just put them aside to dry. Make sure that you flatten the bottom so that they can stand. I'm just taking my nail and just poking little divots into the back of it so that it's not too smooth, so that it looks like a real geode. For drying them, you want to lie them flat so that they actually look like they've been cut, these crystals. Otherwise you'll get very, very uneven edges here, and you want to get really nice smooth edges here. My little geodes are dry, and I've taken the aluminium foil out of them, and now I'm just going to paint them. I've just got some black and white paint which I'm going to mix together, and I want it to be a bit of to make it try to look like agate, so I'm not mixing it very, very well. So it's a bit grey for me, so I'm going to add a wee bit more white to that. So I've just made it look like that by pulling all the paint through each other, and I'm just taking my piece and going to lie it in there so that it picks up some of the colour. So the paint that I used for doing the fronts of the geodes, I'm just going to be using some of this Hooker Green Dark and adding a tiny bit to that to make it a little bit greenish black grey to paint the backs of them here. So that's the colour that I'm going for. It's a bit of green grey, and then we're just going to paint the back of the geodes. To paint the insides, I'm using Purple Lake, and this one doesn't actually have a name on it, but it's like a lighter shade of purple and lavender. I'm just going to paint the insides. For my final touch for my stone, I've used pearlescent purple, and as you see, the aluminium foil has made it very, very rough so that they look like crystals inside. So that's my little geode completed. Thank you so much for watching.